weekend. I saw we had some questions about reactive dogs, stress in reactive dogs, and what to do when a trigger pops up unexpectedly and your dog is already over threshold. So those are great questions. Having personally dealt with that myself last night, I'm especially sympathetic about those situations where you just have to make the best of it. So I thought I would jump into reviewing the video we have, and any videos that I show, well, not all of them, most of them are available on our YouTube channel and also on our blog on the website. This next one is up there someplace. What to do when your dog reacts. So the bottom line is when something unexpected happens on your walk and you come around a corner, there's a dog right there, or whatever your dog's trigger happens to be, you just have to go. And I know your dog may be barking and lunging already, and a lot of us hate to drag our dogs or pull on the leash, but staying there will not serve them well. So you just have to go. If you have a big, strong dog, I'm not sure if I have examples of it in this video, but you will want good equipment that will allow you to move your dog even when they don't want to be moved. That might be, most dogs you can do it with a front connect, no pull harness, but there are some dogs that ought to be trained to wear a head halter. That does take pre-training. You can't just buy a head halter like a Gentle Leader or a Halti and take it home and slap it on your dog. They will hate it. And then you'll have another problem on your hands. But if you pre-train your dog to be comfortable wearing a head halter, I know we have some clients right now who have big dogs, 90, 100 plus pounds, with relatively small people walking them. And for safety, you need to be able to hold on to them if they lunge. All right, so what to do when your dog reacts? Run for it, essentially. Turn and go. So here Zuma is reacting. We don't have sound, I guess, and here Bonzo is reacting. And you see, you can't hear this, and I'm actually wonder if I can get this sound to work. Just one second. But something you'll notice is that while we show you guys in the training videos for teaching let's go or move away from a dog, we usually ask you to not pull on the leash. And there's good reason for that. If your dog isn't reacting and they're, not too upset yet, often tightening up the leash will cause them to react. But in these situations we're talking about where you're suddenly in a bad spot and you need to go, there's a good chance your dog has already tightened the leash. So you probably are going to have to end up pulling on it. Okay, well, this should be playing sound, so I don't know why it's not. I'll try to figure that out. Oh, wait. Let's see. Okay, I don't know. So what he's doing here, in both of these cases, I'm sorry that you can't hear, is that the handler, the person with the leash, is using a happy voice, saying, okay, let's get out of here, and moving away. Being able to do this takes some practice. Usually, if you're relatively new to handling a reactive dog, you get pretty stressed out when this happens. So don't, beat yourself up if you're not able to sound like you're having a party as your dog reacts. But it can help get your dog's attention more quickly if you can do that. So here again, Bonzo is reacting to that dog at the fence, and they are just running for it. He's like, all right, we're going. Yeah, you're still barking? Okay, we're still moving. Here's another one. This is a class. And Mom does a great job of just turning and hustling away. And what I love is that the other dog, and this is a good pointer for you if you're walking, say, a non-reactive dog or just a dog who's less reactive than the one across the street, he moves his dog away too. Yeah, he's just starting to react. He says, all right, let's go backwards. We'll move away. Now I often get the question, okay, so a trigger appeared, we ran, but the dog's still coming toward us. And again, I can totally relate, and I've actually specifically had this problem with cats who are dog friendly and don't seem to understand that my dogs are not dog friendly. Following us down the street is, and like chasing us as I'm trying to get away. It can be really stressful. So you need to get out of the way somehow. Usually you're going to be looking for some kind of visual barrier. Obviously with a cat that doesn't work, they just go where they want. But with people, if your dog is reacting to a person, a skateboarder, another dog who's being walked by their person coming your way, you'll want to kind of get out of the way and get behind something if you can. In many residential and urban settings, a parked car is a great option. So here we've got, yes, hide behind something. No shame in this. So here, our trainer Rachel is moving Coco, that's little Coco. I think I didn't have it included in this video, but she had frozen. She wasn't lunging and barking yet, but she was kind of stuck staring at that person. She is uncomfortable with people and dogs. And so mom did, you'll see there, pull on the leash. She did have to pull. But she has food in her hand. She's leading Coco behind the car and then is dumping that food on the ground to keep her head down and busy while hopefully that person moves on. This is another example with the shelter dog. You'll see in the background behind me, that's a friend who's helping us train with her dog walking toward us. So we are running for it and making a little bit of a game and getting behind this truck. Again, Melissa is another example, getting around a corner of a building at a park. Those can be helpful. And then once you're hiding, if you can, you'd like to keep your dog busy. So I know that some of you will have the problem if you get behind a car, your dog will be like looking under the car, trying to get around the car, which is one reason that it is really worth the time to experiment with reinforcers for your dog. Maybe food isn't their thing. Maybe their squeaky ball is, or a tennis ball. That's what really gets their attention. Or maybe dog treats are not going to cut it, but recently warmed up meatballs will do the job. So you are going to want to experiment a little bit to see, okay, what can I use that will keep my dog's attention in a kind of a higher stress situation? And then what you'll see here is our other Rachel scattering treats for Billy. So this will keep her head down. They're nice and scattered, so Billy's going to have to take some time picking up each treat. By the time she's done with those treats, that other dog will probably be long gone. And here's an example of a close-up encounter a little bit. So the dog I'm handling here is pretty reactive. And you'll see coming in from the right side of the screen, a dog coming up pretty quickly. And I'm like, all right, we're running. Here, eat food over here. And I'm going to just keep, oh, never mind, that cut off. I just kept feeding the dog until that dog was gone. So the short answer, and I know this is, simple but not easy, is to run away and hide and keep your dog's head down if you can. Now, sometimes you might be running away for a while. There might not be a car right there for you to hide behind. And it is really helpful to practice this. This is what we do in class all the time, is practice it when there's no trigger around, so you don't have that extra stress yourself. So practice, at home, in the driveway, in the backyard, when nothing's going on, so that you have a little bit of muscle memory when you get out there and have trouble. Another thing to, of course, keep in mind, and I'm sure you're saying, oh, we already do this, but if you find you're having this happen often, where you're having I'm going to get this next one ready. You're having your dog react to something frequently on walks, is to kind of reassess your walking route and time. Maybe there's an easier place you can walk, even if that means getting in the car and driving somewhere, or maybe a different time of day. I know during COVID it's been much more difficult to predict when will be a quiet time, because people are working at home and they're way more flexible and there are dogs everywhere at all times. For instance, for my dogs, one of my dogs is reactive, not too reactive anymore, but he still doesn't really like dogs running up to him. We hike in an area where there are, regularly off-leash dogs. And so I usually hike them sort of late morning or mid-afternoon, which seems to be an uncommon time for people to be out with their dogs. And we also often will hike way up the trail. so off the trail, away from where most people are. And that gives us usually quite a bit of peace and quiet. Janice says, I was able to do this without stressing out. Oh, congratulations. That's so huge. It really is a question of, well, one, having a plan and knowing what to do, but that's not enough. As with, any physical skill, it's the reps. Cranking out the repetitions until it's almost second nature. So here is someone for whom it is second nature. This is our trainer, Rachel. She's Billy's mom. If you follow our business Facebook page, that's the little bulldog cutie. And Billy's a little bit reactive. Rachel's been working with her, and she's pretty good now, but she's very well versed in turning and going. So here she is walking a client dog, and I'm not sure if she didn't see this dog who's sitting with these people at the outdoor patio, or if she thought that Bea, that's the dog, was ready to pass that close. But I just like you to watch how calmly and promptly she just turns and gets her going back the other way. So you'll see her lunge, and then she just goes. Oh, she says, let's go. Okay, off we go. She stuffs food in her face, and there they go. And she uses her happy voice to perk her up a little bit, keep her happy, keep her engaged. So she stayed nice and calm. She didn't freeze up, and that's because she has so much practice. She's like, all right, guess we're going the other way. And off she goes. Now, I know that some of you are at a greater disadvantage in terms of strength with your dogs, so this will involve a little more effort. Bea's pretty petite, so it's a little bit easier. So again, she got a little bit turned around. She's like, where's the dog going? Oh, she's going to lunge here. She says, all right, let's go. And off they go. Really nice and sort of matter of fact. Bea is obviously a little bit stressed. You see that wide mouth pant, but she is moving away from the trigger, getting out of danger. Now, this kind of setting for a reactive dog isn't where you go to have a relaxing outing with your reactive dog. They're downtown. The reason they're downtown is because Bea is in training, and she has perfected is a misleading word, but she's doing really well in quieter neighborhood environments. So now she's starting to work in these more difficult like parks and downtown areas with her Let's Go and Look at Me and Find It, which are all behaviors. For those of you who are newer to the group, you can find training videos for those on our blog and YouTube channel. So it walks you through step by step how to build nice, strong behaviors in your dog that you can use with a fair amount of practice in place of lunging and barking. All right, everyone, have a lovely week. Hope you're starting out your Monday right. And I will see you online and be back here next Monday.